Good morning, everybody. We are starting our last little section of the human body unit on the eye. So we've heard quite a bit, well, it's been a little while, but we learned about how light travels. And that definitely connects to what we're going to be talking about here with our eye, as does the nervous system that we just talked about last week. So I've got a cool model of an eye to show you, as well as some good diagrams that tell you all of the parts of your eye. And we're going to be reading a little bit from what your third grader needs to know. Okay, so I'll begin reading and then we'll go along with the diagram or the model over here. Now, close your eyes for a moment and what do you see? Well, nothing, of course. But why would we see nothing when our eyes are closed? You might say, because my eyes are closed, silly. Or you could answer, because no light is coming into my eye. So, you see things because light bounces off them. Remember hearing about that light waves bounce off an object, and that's how we're able to see them. And that's also how we see different colors. And then this light enters your eyes. Another way of saying this is that things reflect light and we see reflected light. But that's just the beginning. Let's find out what happens when you see. So here is the external view of the eye and the different parts of it. We've got your eyebrow and your eyelash, which protect your eye, as does the eyelid. And then we've got here the cornea, iris, and pupil, which we're going to be talking about. So the iris is what the color of your eyes is. So if you have blue eyes, then it's the iris that's blue, and the pupil is right in the middle of it. And we're going to get into all of that. So the cornea is the white section of your eye. Now, if you look at a picture of an eyeball in its parts, you'll see that rays of light first pass through the cornea, which is a transparent covering on the outside of the eye. Okay, so this is representative of the cornea here, this outer part. Okay, so that's if you actually do touch your eye, which I don't want you to touch your eye right now, but if you did, you would be touching that outer layer, the cornea of your eye. So remember, so transparent means that it's clear or see-through. So it's like glass. Next, the light goes, and that's actually from our light unit as well. I realized that's why they're pointing it out. Next, the light goes through the pupil, which is actually a hole in the middle of the iris. Okay, so it's not just a black dot, a separate thing altogether. It's a hole in the iris. And this represents that pretty well, but it's, I know, kind of hard to see. So if we take off these layers, if this is representative of the iris, sorry, here's the part that's representative of the iris. The hole in the middle, that's the pupil. For us, it just looks like, and my eyes are quite dark, so it doesn't help too much, but it's the black circle in the middle of your iris, but it's actually a hole. So this is a better view of it. And this actually does show what the iris is like with those kind of lines or stripes. So the iris, which is the colored part of your eye, helps the pupil open and close. So that's what the iris does. It helps the pupil open and close, this hole. Now, on a bright sunny day, the iris makes the pupil grow smaller to let in less light. So this does not change shapes, but your pupil gets smaller if it's really bright because you don't need as much light. Your eye's already taking in a lot, and so that's your way, your body's way of ensuring that your eyes are safe. Take in a little less light. Now, in a dark room, okay, so what happens if it's a bright sunny day? this hole, the pupil, gets smaller. What would happen if you go into a dark movie theater? The pupil gets bigger because you need more light to be let in so that you're able to see these reflected items more. So if you turn off the lights in your room, eventually your pupils start to get bigger to let in more light. You know how it's kind of hard at first to see in a dark room, but then your eyes adjust to it? That's because your pupils are getting bigger to start to basically let in more reflected light. There's very little in a dark room, but you are able to adjust to it more and more. By the way, the iris is an involuntary muscle. It works without you thinking about it. So we do have certain parts of our eye that have a voluntary muscle. We can voluntarily close our eyelids and open our eyelids. That is our choice going back and forth. Although it is a reflex that if something is kind of thrown at you, your eyes close to protect you. So there's voluntary and involuntary muscles of your eye. Now, after light rays pass through the iris, they go through the lens next. Now, muscles attached to the lens change its shape just a little bit to help the lens focus. The lens focuses the light rays onto the surface at the back of the eyeball called the retina. Okay, so it goes through to the opposite side. There's the retina there. And in this model, back there, and you can see the blood veins that are actually providing oxygen. Now the lens focuses the light rays onto the surface at the back of the eyeball called the retina. So, you know what, actually, I think that they might be saying this part back here is the retina. So inside of the retina, so it shows it right here. So on the opposite side of the lens, there's the lens right there, by the way. Now inside the retina, way back here, light rays change into electrical signals. These signals travel along the optic nerve to your brain. This is the optic nerve. So if this extended on, it'd be nerve cells connecting to your brain. The brain makes sense of the signals and recognizes the image as, for example, a tree, a car, a cat, or letters on a page. It all happens so fast, though, that you don't even notice it. You don't consciously think through what the difference is between a car and a cat or different colors, but you can just tell because your brain is working so fast to receive that message and to process it. All you do is open your eyes and see. So light passes through the lens in the eye and makes an upside down image on the retina. Then, so if that's the case, why wouldn't we see things upside down? It's because the brain turns that image right side up. So it goes from right side up, actually what you're seeing in front of you, whatever the normal image is. Then your eye takes in that light and flips it for the retina, and then your brain flips it back again. And cameras actually use that same technique as well. Now, in some people's eyes, the lenses don't change in focus as well as they should. That's why some people need glasses or contact lenses. A person who can see things close up but needs glasses to focus on things far away is called nearsighted. That's what I am. I've had to wear, well, now it's contacts, but originally glasses since I was about your age. And if things are really close, I can see it fine. But if it's far away, I can make out a general shape, but not details. Now, a person who can see things far away, but needs glasses to focus on things that are close by, in order to read, for example, is called farsighted. Okay, so How many of you know if you're nearsighted or farsighted if you do have glasses that you wear? I'd love to hear in class the next day. Now, glasses made of differently shaped lenses correct each of those seeing problems. So glass lenses or contact lenses, they actually are formed in a special way to make up for whatever problems are with your actual lens. There are even glasses that are designed to help people see both far away and close up. These are called bifocals. And can you think of why that is? Bifocals. Now, bi means two, and bifocal glasses are made of two differently shaped lenses. They help a person's eyes focus in two different ways, to see close up and to see far away. So that's what our eyes actually have. We have that ability to see both far away and close up, but bifocals have to correct both of those things. But most people just need correction in one of those areas. Okay, now the iris, which is once again the colorful part of your eye, gets its name from Iris, the goddess of the rainbow in ancient Greek mythology. Now, if you look at your eyes in a mirror, ask yourself, what color are they? Brown, blue, green? The parts of your eye that you can see make up only a small portion of the entire eyeball. Much of the eye is inside the skull, right? If we've got this part alone is the iris, and the iris isn't even all that we see, right? We also see the cornea in the pupil, or the pupil is part of the iris. So, but there's all of this that we cannot see. Now the pupil opens and closes to let more or less light into the eye, remember, responding to the amount of light coming in. Which of these pictures would you say is what your eye would look like on a bright, sunny day? Remember, would we want our pupil small to let in less light on a bright, sunny day, or big to let in more light on a bright, sunny day? Small, that's right. So this one shows what your eye would look like on a sunny day. Shows what your eye would look like in a dark room, because you need to let in more light. So it says for a little experiment to do this at home, go into the bathroom and turn the light on. Look at your eyes in the mirror and see how small the pupil is. Then turn the light off and count to 20, slowly to 20. Flip the light back on and you'll still be able to see what your pupils look like. So try that at home. Turn off the light, first look at what your eyes look like normally, and then turn off the light and wait at least 20 seconds so that your pupils actually have time to get bigger. And then turn the light back on and immediately look in the mirror to see if your pupils have changed their size. So I would love to hear how that goes for you guys at home. So I've got notes and a diagram for you guys to do tomorrow, but I'll try to make it available for you to do even sooner in case you're interested in that. You'll have, oh, here's the lens, by the way, it was in an opposite order. So you'll have a diagram to label, and then you'll also have some notes to take on the parts of the eye. And this is our last part of the human body unit. So actually this week, you'll have a study guide to complete over the human body as a whole. And then, there we go. And then you'll have a test on Friday. And all of next week, it's just going to be spent on reviewing all the fun things that we've learned throughout the year and getting around to some things that maybe we didn't get to in as much detail. So I'm looking forward to that. I hope you guys are too. So that was the human eye. Wish you guys could have this in person to actually open it up and see the different parts, but hopefully the diagram will be helpful. I'll talk to you guys all later. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.